Hi fellow makeup fiends, so today I'm going to do a small haul for you. I'm doing it this way because it's just easier probably to show you the product a little bit better. I have a picture on my Instagram which was on the date of the 7th of June, and in that one I'm actually wearing Ruby. So if you want to check out what Ruby looks like and you're not following me on Instagram yet, why not? Go ahead and follow me. I'm Spacey's #1 girl on Instagram. You can check out what Ruby looks like, and I will be wearing Roxo this week. So I'm going to show you the lipsticks, and I did a lot of swatches yesterday, and the swatches are a little bit difficult to show you because the red ones tend to look all very the same when you take photographs of them. It's not the best of photographic cameras, so it just tends to make all the reds kind of look similar, but I did, you know, basically write down all the names of all the ones that I swatched, and then I linked which ones I thought were the closest. So I can actually show you those alongside these lipsticks today. So we'll get on with it. The first one I'm going to show you, or let's talk about the packaging first more. But this basically has a very sort of matte sort of feeling. It's kind of like the Vice 1 palette or the Naked Basics palette, or I've heard it's what NARS palettes are like. I don't know, I don't have any NARS. But it's kind of a very rubbery sort of texture. It's quite unusual. This is not the first time that MAC have used this sort of finish, because I have this one, I can't remember the collection, but this is the same sort of finish as well. So the way that the packaging is different is it is that rubberized finish, but it has gold here instead of the standard silver, and then it says on here MAC Pedro Lourenco, which is the designer that the collection is inspired by. And then it has the name on the bottom. I hope that's going to focus. This one is Ruby. And this is an amplified finish. I find amplifieds are really creamy, they're very opaque, they're really nice to wear, and they're really long lasting on the lips, so I'm really pleased about that. When you open it up, slight smudge there because you've used it, it's very shiny, the barrel on this, because as you know with standard MAC lipsticks, it's generally kind of, I wouldn't say it's like a matte finish because it does have some shine to it, but it's not a super gloss, very high shine finish, so it's kind of a matte sort of a satin, I guess, satin metal finish. This is high shine. I'm not a fan of gold. I don't like gold as a colour at all, so it doesn't really massively appeal to me, but it is nice that it's quite different. And then that is what the lipstick looks like. So this one is Ruby. It's a really beautiful colour, and I'll do a swatch of it for you. So that is what that one looks like. It's a very, very beautiful red. It's got a lovely high gloss sort of finish to it. It's absolutely gorgeous and I love it. But I love my reds at the moment. Most of the time, 99% of the time, I am wearing a red on my lips at the moment. So I am using a lot of them. So, but that is a very, very beautiful colour. Now, when I did my swatches of this, I literally swatched it with like an absolute ton of things. So I tried it with Glam, Kangaroosh, Ruffian Red, Rambless Red, Prepare for Pleasure, Russian Red and Riri Woo. The ones that stood out as the most similar in swatch sort of colour are Riri Woo, which you will have all seen before. And I'm going to put that there. It's just not as glossy, but it is a very similar colour. And then the other one is Glam. So this one is Glam. Now this was promoted as part of the By Request series, and I'm going to pop that one underneath. That's that one there. So I would say that Glam is a little bit more of a cherry red. Ruby Woo, or Riri Woo I should say, Riri Woo and Ruby Woo, because Ruby Woo is pretty similar to Riri Woo. That's the closest match there. So if you've got Ruby Woo, then you've got something fairly similar. If you were to stick a sort of slightly red gloss over the top of it, something like the Tanya Burr gloss. Let me see. Let's Travel the World. I'm going to pop that on over the top of the Riri Woo. As you can see, that just makes it very, very similar. And I guess for me, the one that probably came closest, which is kind of why I've left that one to last, is Heartless. This is part of the Venomous Villains collections. This one is the Cruella one, and I think that Heartless was the closest on swatch. So I've put Heartless here, and that is Ruby. So if I was to join that up with Heartless, That could almost just be one line of lipstick. So while the others are close, Heartless is your best bet. I've left that one to last to show you because basically Heartless is a limited edition and Ruby Woo is part of the permanent line. I know I showed you Ruby Woo there, but it's incredibly close. But Heartless is definitely the absolute closest. It is practically identical, but Heartless is my favourite red of all time from MAC. I absolutely love this lipstick. It's perfect. So I am pretty happy to have another one that's the same. Or pretty similar. There is a slight difference in intensity. I think that's not coming off quite so much on the camera, but it is slightly different, but close enough that you could get away with it. So if you've got Heartless, then you probably don't need Ruby. Moving on to Roxo. I didn't have quite so many lipsticks that were going to match with this one. So I do have a lot of dark reds, but basically with the dark reds from MAC, some of them are quite blue based, some of them are very heavily purple, some of them have got a lot of red. So this kind of colour here, the intensity kind of varies, and like I said, lots of dark lipsticks, but nothing came close. So the three that I tried, sorry, were Just a Bite, Absolute Power and Studded Kiss. Absolute Power came out a little bit too pinky, more red based, but Studded Kiss was the closest one, and I'll show you that one in a minute. Of course it's the same sort of packaging, and that is what it looks like. So that is it. That is Roxo, which is a very, very beautiful colour, and that is what the swatch looks like. I love the gloss on these. I think it's got a really nice finish. Again, this one is an amplified. Yeah, so that's an amplified finish, and that one is really beautiful. So I'm going to skip straight to Studded Kiss because that one was the closest one. Right, so this is Studded Kiss. Oh, sorry, do you know what I didn't do? I didn't show you Ruby and Heartless next to each other. So that's what those two look like side by side. Very incredibly similar. Heartless is slightly redder. Don't know if that's coming off so well there, it's just a slightly lighter red, but the difference is so minimal that if you have got Heartless, then yeah, or if you did, if you have got Heartless, then you've kind of got a very similar colour. And if you haven't got Heartless but really wanted it, if you can get your hands on this one, which is Ruby in the Pedro Lourenco collection, then you will be able to pick up something that's incredibly similar. So I'm going to swatch Studded Kiss right next to Roxo. That is what they look like. Now again here, Studded Kiss is a matte finish, which is what I love about it. I don't have many sort of matte these colours, so it's quite difficult to kind of show you. I think that this one leans a little brighter on the red content, but sometimes it's difficult to tell when you've got two completely different finish lipsticks. I will pop a little bit of gloss over the top of this one just so we can take a look at that. Okay, I didn't have a clear gloss really that I could use, so I've just kind of used Prep and Prime over there, which is kind of a glossy sort of finish, just to give you kind of an idea, but they are really the closest that I had. Again, I just think they're slightly shade different, and of course the finish is the reason for that, but they are very similar. So if you've got Studded Kiss, or you were lucky enough to get it, then you have already got something incredibly similar. If you didn't get Studded Kiss, then Roxo is worth investing in. I did actually get the True Red colour as well, but when I looked at it, it was a very orangey sort of colour, and although I'm willing to have similar shades in the other two reds, I wasn't really too fussed about having a similar shade in that colour because it's not a colour I wear a lot. But if you already have Lady Danger, then you already have the True Red colour, because that is what this basically looks like. It's a very orangey based red, and although it's got a high gloss shine, you can actually achieve that. Again, I'm going to reach for that Let's Travel the World because it's a really quite nice orangey sort of red colour. And if you pop that over the top of Lady Danger, you've basically got what True Red looks like, because I had a little bit of a look at it and that was definitely the shade. So that is what True Red looks like. So that would be Lady Danger and Let's Travel the World from Tanya Bear. So yeah, you could probably skip that one. So that's it for today's Pedro Lourenco video. I really hope you've enjoyed this. So don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. I'm going to love and leave you there, and I'm going to see you all soon. Bye!